Hello, and welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Ozark?
No. Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
No.
First of all, I love Jason Bateman. I just, as an actor, I love his career path. Like, kind of took him away from acting for a little while.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and like, since he's come back, that dude is awesome. I just think he does a really good job in the roles that he plays.
Right.
But aside from that, Ozark, there is some fucked up shit in that show.
Okay.
It's not quite on the level of Breaking Bad, but
I've heard it described as like an Appalachian Breaking Bad.
yeah, it's getting there. My wife and I started watching it, and we got into, I think, season 2, maybe first or second show, something like that. And then my wife kind of lost interest. I think it was getting too much for her. She wouldn't watch Breaking Bad either. My wife's weird about shit. She wouldn't watch Breaking Bad. But Ozark, it was pretty tame for the
At the onset?
at the first season and like most of the first season. But it started getting a little hectic. And it's the kind of stuff that makes my wife stress out, so she doesn't care to partake.
Right.
So
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to pick this up again and start watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, dude. What?
How many seasons are there?
I don't even, maybe 3. I don't even know. I'm in 2.
Yeah.
So I'm behind just because we hadn't been watching it for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to know what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm into this. So it's been
That's like the
interesting.
What did we just see? That I don't think we've talked about it on the show, but we've deadpanned it off the show. It was Manifest. Like I saw that
Yeah.
So if you're a Netflix person in this day and age, how could you not be?
Right.
It had broke all kinds of Netflix analytics records, like top 10, #1 spot. But it was essentially like a super hardcore fan base that was like perma-streaming it, that was helping like fudge the analytics.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes. So they had like a fan
What?
base that was just running it over and on repeat. And then they also had like a huge propaganda thing, like, check this out, recommend it to your friends, like, affiliate. It was almost like a pyramid scheme of like, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend.
You would think that that Netflix's analytics would be smart enough to know that subscriber A, B, C, D, and however many were the
Right.
were the ones that are just constantly streaming the show.
Apparently not.
That's
an
oversight.
And then it starts to, take on its own, right? So
Yeah.
once it breaks into like the whatever their recommended tiles is, like people currently watching that tile, then it somewhat becomes like its own
perpetual,
right.
yeah.
But then you also have the fan base that was like aggressively like, check it out, oh, you'll love it, it was on
Right.
NBC, and and the only reason I had seen it was because it was actually up there, and it had,
Well, I recommended it too.
you did,
Yeah.
but it had been up there, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, well, okay, so
Yeah.
maybe there's something to it.
Right.
A big fan of I'm a huge fucking fan of Lost.
No, you're not.
Right up until the writer's strike, and then it all went to shit.
No.
And then
I don't think that any person can self-describe themselves as a fan of Lost, because fuck that show.
No.
No.
Huge
Fuck
fan.
that show.
Huge fan.
I watched every episode. I still don't know what happened. I still don't know what happened.
I refuse to regurgitate what happened because I absolutely just could not stand.
There is a
how it wrapped
disdain for the storytelling of that
What
show.
do the numbers mean, Desmond? I could tell you. I could tell you exactly what they mean. Not anymore, because you guys fucked me. Your last season, you fucked me. It wasn't even close to what I wanted.
No.
Not even close. So it had been up there.
Yeah.
And I went, all right. I can't remember if we talked about it here or not. I think I got one episode in. Yeah. One episode in. All right, I'm intrigued. This is very Lost-ish.
Yeah.
A mystery that you can't quite see. Oddities that aren't really being verbalized, but you're picking up on it as if you were like, something's off. Like, all right, I'm intrigued. I think I got second episode. Venus was like watching, but not watching. Her, perhaps not like Shan.
She's watching out of her side eye with the phone in her hand.
Yes,
Yeah.
playing the little Disney fucking matchy bejeweled knockoff so that she can get her Disney emojis.
Right.
Hashtag I love you, wife. But that's how my wife watches some of these shows.
Oh, my wife is the same.
And that's perfectly fine. But I think for the first two, she was pretty engaged.
Okay.
And as was I. I think it got to the third one where the actors and actresses and their performances started to really just like cheese grate on me. And I was like,
I feel that.
I don't like this person's face. And
why do I want to punch a face?
yeah, I want to punch. Okay, her for sure. Him, I'm not.
The
I'm
brother
on the,
and the sister?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not on the fence, but I don't like you. I thought you were smart.
And
okay.
the son.
Listen,
Come here, son.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let this one slide.
I'm going to break a foot off in the son's ass.
But the last episode I watched was the son, and it was the son. Oh my god, dude, so pissed, so pissed. The son running running through the subway, climbing through ventilation shafts.
Yeah.
With the dad
In
following
New
him
York
like,
City.
Yeah, oh my god, are you fucking serious right now?
He's looking
And
for
the
a
whole
rat with a piece of pizza.
Yeah.
He was hungry.
The whole time I'm watching that, I have to pause it and take a moment because as a parent, I'm losing my shit. Losing my shit.
Right.
Like,
This is what's wrong with the fabric of America.
the moment your little pudgy hand, who's just coming out of or probably is still in some sort of health detriment because he had cancer,
Right. I mean,
reaches for a New York City like handle for a ventilation shaft. It's over. I'm sorry. Let's go. We're getting
it's
on.
not going to get much worse for that
We're
kid.
going home. I don't care how many fucking coin flips you want to do. Now, you aren't touching the thing that some homeless person. No.
The kid's got cancer. He can't do much worse than touching a
Right.
fucking grate.
Okay. Little Johnny is a tactile boy and he wants to touch all the things. Okay. Oh, he's climbing in it. Oh, well, I guess I'll just let that one slide too. Get back here, little Johnny. Pause. Lose my shit. Regain my composure. 15 seconds in. Pause. Lose my shit.
Why is he pissing on the third rail now?
Yeah.
Like, what the?
Oh, because it's fun. Oh, I saw it in a cartoon one. Don't worry, Bugs Bunny will. Oh my God. And then they all end up back in this one place. I tell you right now. And then it's like, oh, look, we're at that place where we had that meeting.
Yeah.
And like the fact that you were just chasing your son for the second half of an afternoon through ventilation
Out of
fucking
nowhere.
shafts in New York City subways is like, oh, look at you. You brought me here. It's like destiny. No, there's scruff and we are walking our ass home.
This definitely isn't Leave It to Beaver. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not. And then I had to take such a paused moment to not lose my shit any further. And it was like, for me, it was like perpetual. I'm like, I can't. Now I can't even fit. I'm so pissed that I want to punch her.
It's funny that you're talking about this because while we watch that episode, I'm like, what the fuck? He just runs like
The kid
willy-nilly in a fucking in the
he
subway
just ran
tunnel?
off. He ran off.
Yeah.
And then I'm having problems with the, oh God, it was the same dude because he was the husband and his wife and the daughter were, I mean, they were gone 5 years.
3 years? Was it? I think it was it 3? Between 3 and 5 years.
It was a duration of years, right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
5 days.
Yeah.
Plane's gone for years.
Yes.
Wife has subsequently moved on with a relationship with another dude.
Right.
And then as the husband has come back, has not fully disclosed that she's been banging someone who was on deck for hubby number 2
Right.
in the bed that they're not like, no.
Yeah.
He's trying to, the guy's been gone 5, well, for him, it's no time at all.
Yeah.
So he's starting to get a little randy. And she's like, and I'm like, it spawns all these like husband-wife things. Like, if you fucking moved on, we're done.
That show has a way of making you reevaluate some things.
Yeah. Like, if you were that close, it's okay. We're done.
Yeah.
But you would need to tell me. And she's
Yeah.
like, you wouldn't fight for me. I'm like, you were banging, dude, and ready to go.
I was dead to you.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
that's
You
okay.
moved on.
And that's okay.
But can you imagine that, though? You just get on a flight, and when you land, it's now 3 to 5 years later.
Yeah.
And everyone else has done some other shit.
Yeah.
And you're just the same guy that left Jamaica.
Did Shan make it that far?
Oh, we're all the way. Yeah,
to see the relationship with the husband and the wife.
Oh yeah, we went all the way.
Okay,
to the,
so let me ask you before we get further. We'll circle back to the end game of that.
Yeah.
Did you have any kind of conversation like that with Shan? Like if
No.
you
No.
were to go and come back, what would happen?
No, you know why? Because we have our own conversation, which is, if I broke both my arms, would you wipe my ass for me?
Right.
And the answer I got a long time ago was, was no.
No.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we had that conversation in our house,
Yeah.
and the answer wasn't what I think she thought she would get. I said that if she was on the plane and she disappears for 5 years and she comes back,
Yeah.
she would have expected me to, like move on and find another partner.
Right.
And I said, no, you're it. You're my soulmate. I'm done.
So wait, who was on the plane? Her or you?
She was on the plane, and she had already prefaced like a scenario where I told her, like, I would expect, you're an attractive woman. I would expect someone would come.
Wait, she was on the plane or you were on the plane?
We did it both ways.
Oh, I see.
But I had answered.
Okay.
I think she had actually. I think I had postulated it to her first, and she went, and me saying, like, I would expect you to. I think you would find it. She kind of like tap dance around it, like, yeah. But if I did,
diamonds are forever.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. But if I did, and I had, and someone like that was like, we were close, and I had moved on, and you come back, you wouldn't fight for me? And I went, no, you've moved on.
Yeah.
I would not ruin that. Like, you found another love.
But the thing of it is, though, for you coming back, for the time is, when you left, you had a wife,
Right.
and when you landed, you didn't have a wife.
Right. But I would, and this is where I got
Upset.
This is where I got in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Because she would expect that even though she had moved on and now essentially had another suitor or perhaps another partner, that even though it was instantaneous for me, but a duration of years for her, she would expect me to fight for it.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I wouldn't. I would respect that you've found a place and moved on, and you have another partner, right? This isn't like a Tinder swipe.
That's a tough one.
This is someone that you've, over years, has become
Right.
part
of your life.
Another partner.
Yeah.
And I said, that would be unfair. It's okay for you to have moved on. And then she said, so if I die, you wouldn't get another girlfriend or wife? And I went, absolutely not. And she went, and I went, you're it. I will not go looking for anybody else. I'm done.
So when she flies back,
Right.
it's
I'll be
just
like, I'm here.
Oh, cool.
Fucking, let's go. I'm 5 years older.
To her, it makes no difference. You're just a little older.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when she had answered with what would happen if I did,
Yeah.
or I being her, and she had found another.
Well, because the expectation.
Holy shit! The rest of the evening was wrecked because she felt bad that she had given herself an opportunity to be like, well, if I found someone, you would fight for me. And I went, no, it's okay. You found someone.
I mean,
else.
It's okay for the other person, the person who was left behind.
Absolutely.
It's okay for them to move on because they deserve to be happy. Whatever that onward movement is for them, if that's another partner or,
right.
or not, or
You're right.
just going to sex parties. I don't even know.
And I fully support that.
Yeah, if it's...
But my answer was, no, I'm done. My game is over.
Yeah, well...
You completed my equation.
You're just a masochist now.
Absolutely. Like, I'm going to raise the kids.
Yeah.
And I'll be content with the time that I had with you.
What if...
and holy shit, that was not the right answer.
What if late 80s Pam Anderson showed up on your doorstep? And she was flirting with you.
Does she get the vaccine?
Her? Probably not.
I will have the greatest.
They probably don't have vaccines for the things that she has.
Yeah, probably not. Shit. I saw the Tommy Lee video.
Exactly.
Jesus. You go, girl.
Yeah, and like... Get it. You think that guy doesn't have some things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, that tree's rot to the core. Anyway, long way around to the Netflix ended up picking them up.
Yeah.
For a fourth and final season, of which was like the problem where I was like, not only was I tapped out with the parenting on it and the relationship part, but it was like NBC had canned it before they had finished the ending anyway. I'm like, I am not going to get invested into this and then just to get a blue balls and not know how it ends and read some fucking fanfic on Reddit about how they thought it would have ended.
We didn't really check into how far along the series went until, if whether or not it was finished or not, until much later.
Yeah.
So I think it was like third season when we were like, oh shit, like there's no ending.
Yeah.
You know, and so then we got to the end and we're like, please pick it. Somebody pick it back
I got to the fourth episode and then went, so why is this on Netflix? Like, why is Manifest on Netflix when it's NBC? NBC canceled after 3 seasons. And recent,
you would think it'd be a Peacock show. Not
apparently it was. And they're not really, for the most part, none of the actors are like A-list.
Not really.
They've repurposed some of the Once Upon a Time actor. Apparently the dad or the man in the relationship that were goofing off with the kid, he was Prince Charming in Once Upon a Time.
Oh, I don't know.
So the ladies in the house recognized him from another show.
Well,
but they're not paying high bills for some of these.
No, I recognize the wife of the guy, the brother. I recognized her, and then I recognized the officer, the detective guy that was the sister's love interest prior. I recognized
fiance that she didn't send.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I recognized him, and then there was a couple other people. Like strewn about,
you would recognize them as like the guy that's delivering coffee as a back to a
maybe.
Yeah, just
I mean, a lot of unknown folks in there.
Right.
But it was intriguing. Season 3 was interesting. It was a little. I think we watched it much too fast.
Yeah.
Because one of the things about this show is the callings, right? They get those callings.
Yeah.
Season 3, I swear, every other written dialogue piece of the show was the callings this and the callings that.
Oh.
That was
like listening to a bunch of millennials and the word bro keeps coming up.
Kinda.
Okay.
It was a little bit off-putting, but not enough to make me, because I just want to know. I wanted to see where it went.
Like Paul Walker and Tyrese Gibson in Too Fast, Too Furious. Bro.
Right.
Bro.
That's basically it.
Too much.
But I was happy to find out because I figure a full season, or who cares how many shows, they will be able to tie up the end of this.
Right.
So you have some resolution to what actually took place to them.
Yeah.
And they're definitely working towards that. There are some answers. I feel like with this show, like it is a Lost-ish kind of show, But the difference being that, like, in Manifest at least, you're actually getting some answers. You're being steered towards the answers. Where in Lost, it was just like, next show, we're going to find out some shit. And you just never found out anything.
Now, I would agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, I felt that because it was definitely frustrating the way that Lost, it was always donkey carrot.
Yeah.
But I felt that afforded a huge amount of conversation, water cooler talk.
Yeah.
Amongst friends and like anybody. Like, do you see Lost? Like, what do you think the numbers mean?
Right.
They had a number of like outside stuff, like augmented reality things with the airlines and the plane tickets and stuff that created engagement in this. I think social engagement for Lost, regardless of the loopholes and answers that people never got to some of the things, the social engagement for that show was way ahead of its time.
It was like the catalyst for a lot of forums and chats.
Yes, absolutely. And if they'd had some of the ways to create, external augmented games or tie-ins that we have now, that they had they had it back then, I think it would have been an even greater immersive experience than it was. And it was, a lot of it was just viewer generated.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I think part of the overall frustration was why it felt so deadpan and like just a case of blue balls there at the end. It was like there was so much engagement that the storytelling being generated by viewers and theories and all that whatnot had overtaken what writers were creating for the actors to produce, because they also had budgets and timelines and.
But they really failed the show. The writers really failed that show, in my opinion.
Yes.
That's one of the few times where, like, I got invested in a show and just went, this sucks. Like, I got to the end and went, I still don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it was frustrating.
Yeah.
And they've done that. What else do they do that to? I think I've talked about it before. Not Bungie.
Wheel of Fortune?
No.
Jeopardy.
That guy got fired. Did you see that?
I did.
Not that he got pulled out of the host.
Oh, yeah,
he also got fired.
He's no longer a producer.
Game over. Yeah. Electronic Arts. It's not Bungie. I'm drawing a blank. It was the guys that made Mass Effect, the Mass Effect series. You kind of choose your own path, choose your own adventure. A lot of your story beats and characters that you pull into your party and kill other aliens with are all generated by how you choose some conversation pieces. And the big draw to the whole series of games, there were 3 of them, was that all of your choices through all the games, one, they carried over to the next game, of which there were 3. And then at the end of the 3rd game, it was supposed to be a culmination of all of your choices, essentially generated a completely unique ending based off all of your choices throughout 3 games.
Oh, wow.
And I have hundreds of hours into those games. I absolutely loved playing all 3 games. All 3 games.
Huh.
And minus the last hour where you get the ending, of which it didn't deliver on their intended promise. And it was just like Lost. It was like, I have come up with a way, but this was not supposed to, how it was supposed to be.
Right.
And so the player experience, the viewer experience had overpassed what the promised intention was. Even though I enjoyed watching Lost, 10 seasons?
Whatever. it
However
was.
many seasons were.
Whatever fucking bullshit
Right.
number.
The
that is.
carrot and the donkey, I was there. And fucking
Yeah.
nibbles the whole
Yeah.
time. Absolutely ate it up. Donkey punch at the end sours the whole experience. In fact, I'm trying to see if I can get Piper to start it so that way she can experience some of my pain.
Part of my vocabulary is previously on Lost.
Previously on Lost.
Remember that? Yeah. I mean, that was.
Oh, yeah.
You lived for that moment because you're not. Oh, we're getting
The
some,
whole smoke monster sound.
with the chain
Yeah.
link sound and
The typewriters.
yeah,
Oh, anyway.
smoke monster.
So, congratulations to the people of Manifest who got you guys an ending.
And
If only you
hopefully-
guys had been around when Firefly got canceled by Fox, we could have really used a couple extra seasons of Firefly.
I mean, hopefully all those C-list actors aren't busy doing anything. They can come back and finish up.
Right, the kid, he's going to be like 13 now.
It's so
How's
funny.
that cancer working out for you, buddy?
There are some bits of that show where it's like they're off doing shit, and in the back of my mind, I'm going, but I haven't seen the daughter for like a week. Like where has she been? You know what I mean?
The daughter of the
daughter
relationship.
the daughter of the dad of the brother. Like
okay.
the sister and the brother, and
Yeah.
the brother's daughter. Like,
Right.
Where's the kid?
Almost new dad.
Yeah, the kid with the cancer is like, I haven't seen that dude in like 2 episodes. Where the fuck has he been? You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they got him locked up in a closet. I mean, I'm just excited to see what they come up with for the
Right.
last season.
I'll wait to probably hear whether or not you're happy.
It was worth it or not.
They're like, it was just a shotgun, and they answered all the questions, and it was really great. And I'll be like, okay, I'm going to stick through the bad parenting and the fucking kid with cancer going through refuse in order to get, like, a good story ending.
Yeah. I mean, we were all into it, so we'll
What was
see.
and there's been one that, Expanse.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
On, because that was sci-fi,
Mm-hmm.
and that got picked up by Amazon
I haven't
to
seen
like essentially finish out the next set of seasons to finish out how the writer wanted to finish telling the story, which has like an accompanying amount of books. That's probably a good example of, oh, okay, here's something I'm interested in, and it got canceled. Some random person. I'm like, fucking what? You got a problem with Expanse? I'll start fucking throwing hands, dude.
What the fuck is going on over there?
God damn it.
Is something happening out there?
Yeah, I don't know, but come through the curtain. We're going to fuck around and find out.
Someone peeing on your car tire? I mean, what's happening?
I don't know.
They just randomly walk up
I
to
could
someone's
check my
garage.
ring and be like, hey, we're recording the show, dipshits.
See, if we were at my house, I would have pulled up the cameras and been like, what the fuck is going on? What is happening right now?
Yeah.
What was the show we just started watching? 9 Perfect Strangers?
Oh, I've seen the clips. Melissa McCarthy, Tom Cruise's ex-wife, blonde. Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, yeah.
Melissa McCarthy, the big girl from
Yes,
SNL.
yes, Melissa McCarthy, yep. Mm-hmm. Pretty good so far.
Is it?
Interesting. Yeah, really interesting. Not what I expected.
Really?
Totally not what I expected. Very interesting. I think we're caught up. I think we're waiting for shows to come in, I believe,
Yeah.
because it's like a weekly release kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we had a couple shows that were already out, so we watched them, and I think we caught up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we watched a little bit of, you were mentioning
Kim's Convenience.
Yes. So Kim's Convenience. It's a funny show. However,
Okay.
I don't know if it's just me, but it is hard. It is difficult to watch with the accent all the time.
Oh, with Korean? Okay, see you.
Yeah, and I
Janet.
don't think that guy talks with a Korean accent like that. I think he's just an American regular guy.
Yeah.
So it's like almost forced to a certain extent. I don't know.
Right.
But the Korean accent is, for me, it takes away from some of this. I mean, it's part of it is what it makes it funny. I get that.
Yes.
But it does take away from some of the watchability of it.
Oh, okay.
And I get frustrated with that accent, the mom and the dad.
Mm-hmm.
But the show's funny. There's some funny stuff happening in it.
It's interesting you point that out because I haven't done anything on the side to see if whether or not the cultural dialect is being imparted, or if that's just if they actually have that and it's just somewhat broken English.
Yeah.
But they do, oddly enough, actually touch on that.
In the show?
In the show.
Oh.
Someone, it has to do with the daughter. Someone thinks that the daughter, I can't remember, like, essentially stereotypes the daughter. And so the daughter then switches to a broken Korean
Accent.
English dialect. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it was to get into like a film thing. And so she's like playing like she can't understand English kind of a thing. And so she's, in order to get into a thing, she's using it. Yeah. And it ends up biting her in the ass, but they cover it as like an awkward, you can almost, like, are they breaking the fourth wall here? Are they basically telling you that in some cases, people who have a non-first English language may actually be fucking with you?
Yeah, I wonder.
In order to grease the wheels socially, kind of thing. And there's a whole episode. It fucks her in the end.
Okay.
But so it's interesting because I don't know. I would have to look up both.
Well, some of
the actors to see.
Yeah, some of the stuff that's happening in the show is culturally significant for Koreans.
Yes.
So it's like, some of it you're like, what is happening? And you realize, oh, this is literally a Korean thing.
Yes.
One of the ones was I forget what they called it, where they dig on each other at the brother and his friend at the car rental.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And they do this thing with each other. He becomes like an assistant manager.
Yes.
And he gets in trouble because his friend filed a complaint against him because he's jealous that he got the job or whatever. And there's a name for it.
Yes, I forgot what it was.
Something, and it makes it sound like it's dirty.
Right.
But he's like, no, we're messing with each other. It's a Korean thing.
Right.
And it's like
the whole asshole spike.
Yeah, that whole thing.
Boink.
Yeah. And so I thought that was interesting. And there's a bunch of funny stuff in there, but some of it's like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not in on the joke because I'm a white guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's sort of like you kind of come around into the, oh, I get it now. And then now it makes the stuff back here funny.
Right. I don't know. It's probably like the charm for me, and that's probably the wrong word, was that it helps identify some of those, like, I perceived white things. Like, okay, they're talking about. It was interesting to see a funny yet serious, and they walked that line very well for me. Cultural things, yet it's like I wouldn't know that anyway. And they're kind of delivering it like, here's some observations that you may not have been paying attention to or you're not going to talk about because most of you are probably white.
Right.
So it's like, oh, fucking okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I had no idea what the show was going into it. I just knew the name, and I'm like, what the fuck is Kim's Convenience,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Now I understand.
And now the guy's famous. Now he's Shang-Chi.
The dad?
No, the son.
Oh, he is
Jung.
Oh, okay.
Jung is Shang-Chi in the new Marvel movie, which comes out Friday.
Oh, I didn't put that together. Ah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Shan, we both liked it. I think I liked it a little bit more. But that was the only trouble I have with that show was the accent was like, it took away from a little bit of the story for me.
I could see.
But beyond that, I thought some of the shit was hilarious. I was dying at some of that stuff.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
And there are, and just as much as the awkward ones, there are some spots that straight up like heart placing, like the relationship things that come up between the dad and the daughter,
Right.
and the son and the dad, as well as some stuff later on between the mom and the daughter. I mean, there are moments that, like, as a parent, you're like, wow, and the actors are welling up, and I'm like, oh, that hurts, because I know that's coming at some point. Oh, so there's a lot of funny stuff. Venus doesn't quite fall. She's another, like, she'll audibly be ingesting, and sometimes she'll sit there and watch it, but a lot of
Animal Crossing.
A lot of times it's me, like, I'm doing the binging, and 100%, and Venus is kind of absorbing by osmosis. So there's a lot of, in our house, there's a lot of, okay, see you, that goes on now, because that's our catchphrase too now, apparently.
Right. I'm trying to think if there's something else that we were watching recently.
Have you caught back up on Ted Lasso?
No, we haven't gotten back to that one yet.
Ted Lasso is just as good so far this season as it was the first season.
Yeah.
So far.
I've seen a lot of articles and stuff, people talking about Ted Lasso, different things, and I haven't read any of them.
That's good.
I didn't want to see any spoilers, but people were, I don't know, it seemed like the show was kind of getting bagged on for some reason, because it was kind of, they were saying it was similar to season 1 somehow. I don't know.
We get to Friday. I mean, I think I was busy.
Are they releasing them on one day?
It's one every Friday.
Okay.
One every Friday.
See, if we just wait, we can binge them all at once.
Binge the whole thing. Yeah. We sit down, and Venus and I, like, she does not play Tinker Jeweled or
for
whatever.
That show.
Disney.
That's a good show.
I love that show. C just started up last Friday too. So the Jason Momoa, the blind one. Did you watch that?
No, we haven't gotten into that.
So that first of season. Everyone is blind.
Yeah.
100 years after a big virus wipes most people out.
I don't know if we started the first show or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of season 2?
No, of season 1. Did we?
I don't know. That would be weird that Shan could break through that, because that's the praying.
Yeah, I know.
Some of that would be, I don't know. I mean, Venus can.
I don't know if we actually started that one or not.
I'm excited.
I don't know. My wife's weird about some of the stuff she'll watch.
I mean, if she gets scared by the Stormtrooper, I don't know how she's going to sit through the gore of Jason Momoa slicing through other people blind.
I mean, I can't get her to watch Mandalorian, and that's an awesome show. You know what I mean? I can't get her. At some point, you just got to give up. Like, I'm not a broken record.
I told Venus.
Yeah.
I'm like, the next time we're at a party, all the ladies need to.
You just shame Shannon for not watching Mandalorian really bad.
Corner her and just give her, what's that sock party?
Well, you were asking me about it, and I'm like,
put bars of soap in the thing. Oh, I could tell.
You could lead a horse to water, man.
I'm like, how could you? Both of your both the
Melanie,
ladies in your
I think
house.
Melanie actually did start watching it, and so she had said it was boring or something, or I didn't care for it. I think on the first show, which it starts out a little bit slow.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, you got to give it a chance. It's really good. And I think Melanie said that, and so now Shanna's sort of like, I don't need to watch it.
Here was the thing that I was telling Venus, because I could tell that you had probably fought this battle. And like me prodding you, you're like, no, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like they won't listen. I'm like, it seems so unfair to me, because they went through 9 whole Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
And they only need 50 more minutes to try one more thing.
Yeah.
If you can get through that last minute and a half of that first episode, both of your...
Hold on. Blink, blink.
Yeah.
I mean, wait, we were just talking about this a minute before the show. You, right now, I am in the back with my holy rolling.
Yeah.
And I'm singing in the choir, and you are preaching to me right now.
Yeah.
And I get it, man.
Yeah.
I totes get it. Totes.
if Shan, you ever get to this episode and by the time,
Here's what we need to do. We need to
we're going to fucking corner your wife and give her a
plan a thing, but instead of like a party, it'll be a TV and a couch.
Yeah.
And we'll make her sit down. And the only thing that's going to play
So
on
are
that
we going
TV
to play Cards Against Humanity? Yeah, just sit down.
Yeah, sit, there
You
go.
want something to drink? Sit the fuck down.
No, sit down.
What are you guys putting on?
Oh,
Is it
what's
like
that?
it's
Oh,
like
what's
Christmas
that?
party? You're gonna put like the Yule log thing on? Yeah, sit the fuck down. Is it on Disney Plus? Yeah, sit the fuck down.
Yeah. You'll like it.
What is this? Yeah. We'll see you in 49 minutes. The handcuffs come off.
Because
Enjoy the show.
I will say this. In my opinion, Mandalorian is even better than the Star Wars movies. In my opinion. I think it's that good. Like, and
I think I told you this. I think I said as far as storytelling goes,
yeah.
The Mandalorian, even though it's not a movie, I would put it at the top of my Star Wars nerd fandom best of. Like, it would be at the top.
Yeah.
I think it touches on stuff in a way. Like, to circle back, I have a correction to make. We were rapid firing shit at the end of last episode.
Uh-huh.
And if no one's fucking sent a comment or an email, I made a critical faux pas. I said, Luke threw Palpatine down the fucking well in the Death Star.
Right.
Obviously, hey, Sad Dad's Club Podcast, episode 154, I'm the Lord Fu. Obviously, he's Jim. Obviously, I know that it was Darth Vader who threw him down, but we were firing shit off so fast.
I mean,
it was
sometimes you just can't control yourself.
It was not Luke. I know. I get it. Hey, it's all good. I think The Mandalorian is one of the best written and still shot Star Wars canon things available for people to. I love the movies. The movies are good popcorn. The movies set up a whole bunch of stuff for fans to enjoy and slow jerk to in their own nerd ways. Absolutely, I'm all for it. But the storytelling in The Mandalorian is one of the best in the whole entire series.
I would put The Mandalorian top for me, and then Solo, and then what was the movie after Solo?
Rogue One.
Yeah, those two movies.
Yeah.
And then who gives a shit after that? But actually, the last three movies were pretty good, for the most part.
Yeah.
But man, Mandalorian, I gotta.
It's special. It
wait.
Really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And like I said, there are movies in the whole series of 9 that take water on as far as like whether or not they were well run or well produced, or they break all kinds of rules about how Star Wars is supposed to work, or
Right.
MacGuffins and this, that, and the other thing. I enjoyed all those movies. They afford a really great inspiration for imagination as well as conversation, like video games, like Lost, like super entertaining.
Does the story draw you in?
Absolutely.
Does it keep you entertained?
Absolutely.
Well, there you go.
And The Mandalorian, for me, tops a lot of those lists.
Right.
Like check
Well,
boxes.
and one of the things about The Mandalorian for me is just how well put together the show is.
Right.
Like,
Did you happen to watch the making of season 2 finale? I think I'd mentioned that we had just watched it. That's why I was trying to get you to get Shan to watch it.
I don't know if I watched that or not. Is that the show where they sit around and talk about it?
Yes. It's produced not quite in the, because I think the first one where they talk about season 1 was done more in like a round table fashion.
I think I watched the first.
This
couple
one
shows.
is more of like a documentary about the last season finale episode of season 2. And it touches on a lot of the, I'm going to use a corporate buzzword here, synergy of the storytelling involved in not only doing.
Now we know it's on your resume.
Right. I'm not going to spoil it, but how they tell that story of that thing, and not just, oh, look, we got a person to like name drop on our Mandalorian series. It has a purpose. It has a direction. It's done with responsible effect. And they all talk about it. Like, you can tell that it's special to Favreau, Filoni, Kathleen Kennedy, and all the writers that are involved there. It's special. The director, Peyton Reed, I think. If I fucked it up, I'll correct it next week. It was special. And a lot of it's not just them trying to fill a seat with a big name actor or big name character or anything like that. It was, we knew we wanted to tell this story in this way, and as an adult who is a fan of all of the characters, but yet now has like aged into, I like really good storytelling. Mm-hmm. I want to be engaged. I want to feel like a kid watching a thing that's kind of polished with an adult twist. All of the people involved in telling the Mandalorian stories are those people. I think that's what makes it special.
Well, we're coming into an age of where special effects and stuff are just disappearing. Like, you don't see them. You don't notice them. You know, you watch like the first 3 Star Wars movies and the way those were put together, you see the special effects. And you know they're there.
Yeah.
You watch the newer Star Wars films and you watch Mandalorian and you don't see those special effects anymore. They disappear as part of the story.
Yeah.
And that's what's impressive to me, and especially in The Mandalorian, the way they shoot that film on that stage.
Oh, yeah, the volume.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is super impressive. If you have not done any research into how The Mandalorian is shot, it is fascinating how they...
Oh, yeah. The tech involved with the cinematography, lighting, all that stuff, the behind the scenes of the show. If you're that kind of photography geek, what they're doing in what they call the volume space to film the Mandalorian series is right up your alley. It's worth its own little nugget of tech and nerd special shit.
I mean, if you're watching our show on YouTube, you see behind us we have these black curtains. So imagine a taut curtain, the entire circular around a soundstage, and then they project their background scenes onto this fabric.
Right.
And then what that affords them is proper lighting on the characters.
Right.
So that all of the shit that you see as a problem, like, oh, that character's not lit properly for that background or whatever it is, all that shit, it disappears because the background is
right.
It is what you're shooting inside of. Fascinating the way they do that. And
no huge sets for the most part.
Yeah.
But it allows them some crazy, precise environmental designs outside of that. Yeah. It looks really good.
Yeah, it really does.
It's crazy what they're doing there.
I mean, I'm totally fascinated by that stuff. Movie set design and all that stuff. And this is just the next step. And I would love to see a full feature film of some kind done with the same technique. It's really cool.
Yeah. I want to say he used it on something.
Oh, he did?
I can't remember. But I think as far as...
the Trolls movie?
I think, so like we could get Justin Timberlake in here to voice the troll in a volume.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Are we going to be using his likeness in any way? No. He's in the volume. We'll just use it. It'll be good. It's cool. Good. Cool. I could see how Disney will be using it for everything in it. I mean, the proof of concept is there. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And efficient.
It's definitely feature film capable.
Right. Which is odd because I remember seeing something about, what was it? James Cameron, Titanic, where they had built like a whole ass end of an actual cruise liner in order to get it to do tipsy shit while they filmed on it. I'm like, fuck, dude. I mean,
that's amazing.
Okay. I mean, you could do that too.
In a pool.
I like practical effects, but I could get a bucket of water and a volume and, oh, look, you're falling.
Have you ever been to the Paramount lot? I've been there a couple times.
It's been eons.
One of the things they have there is a big pool with a big white wall behind it. And I think they actually filmed the Truman Show.
Oh, okay.
And part of that, where he comes up against the wall. I think that's where they filmed that.
Okay.
But they use that big white wall to be able to it's all sort of like a green screen in the background. That you can make it look like anything, whether it's an ocean or whatever.
Right.
That stuff is totally fascinating to me. That this space that's got water that's probably 3 or 4 feet deep.
Yeah.
And not really. I mean, it's big, but it's not that big. That they can film something there and all of the stuff that you see behind it just disappears into some virtual reality set of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I love that stuff.
It must have been that episode where they did some fill-in stuff while I think he was in a hangar. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Where it's like there are two objects and all of a sudden it does the bink, 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 where they fill it in and you get to see the final composition.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, okay.
I would have thought they just would have gone to a hangar or
you weren't really in space?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it looks that convincing.
Yeah. We also happened to be at Universal Studios at one point.
Okay.
Right after they filmed, it was a movie with a big plane crash.
Was it Lost?
No, it was a movie. And I don't remember what film that was. I want to say it was a Tom Cruise movie. Anyway, but the bus tour, right, at Universal takes you through a bunch of that kind of stuff. And it drives you through that area where there's literally a plane wreckage on the ground. Just here's the fucking plane. You know what I mean?
Here's a wreck.
Yeah. And that was amazing. I mean, the fact that you can, where do you just go to the desert, outside where's that?
Simi Valley.
Yeah.
Is the prison?
In that area, where they have the plane,
plane graveyard?
The plane graveyard. You just go buy one for cheap and then.
In this specific moment when Will gets here, he's like.
Yeah. I can't think of the area.
Will knows.
Tehachapi, I think, in that area.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
But do they go get a plane and then pick it up with a big crane and then drop it so that it looks like it wrecks? I don't know. I don't know how they do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's probably kind of morbid when you're thinking about it. We need to hire a contractor that knows what a plane wreck looks like so that someone doesn't pick apart our plane wreck that looks like we just...
War of the Worlds, I think, is what the movie was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Was that plane scene... where the plane crashes or whatever was shot.
Okay.
There.
God, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Long time. Yeah. I think that was a Tom Cruise movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty sure that was the one.
Okay. Yeah, it could have been that one. Live, Die, Repeat. That was another one that had multiple plane crashes.
Live, Die, Repeat?
Yeah, him and
I don't know. I haven't even heard of that one.
She's a British actress, I want to say. Oh, wait, no.
Elizabeth Hurley.
No.
Oh.
Younger. She's married to the guy that was in they're doing their own production. It's the horror movie with the guys that do sound. You can't make any sound.
The Blue Men?
No.
Oh.
Oh my God. Silence? No.
Oh. A Quiet Place?
Yes.
Okay.
Emily Blunt.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't know that's her name.
They're being attacked by these monsters, and
that first movie's really good. I want to see the second one really bad.
It's scary, not my bag.
Oh, you're gonna go see it now?
Oh, absolutely not.
It's gonna be one of those things. Come on over.
There's no season 2.
Come on over.
I don't want to see.
Oh no, just have a seat on the couch.
I'll watch A Quiet Place when Shan watches the first episode of Mandalorian.
I think there's a higher chance of Shanna watching The Mandalorian than there is of
I'll stick to the bet. You get your wife to watch Mandalorian and be able to regurgitate to me what it was about, and I will sit down with tape on my eyes and watch A Quiet Place.
So first of all, that's another actor I really like is Jim Halpert or Jim
Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski. Fucking love that guy. As
Yeah,
an
he's
actor.
a good guy too.
So he's in The Quiet Place. That movie, that was one of those movies like I came into it not knowing what to expect, and just blew me away how well done it was.
Yeah.
And then the second one is, I think it's already out, right?
I think so.
I can't wait till it's streaming somewhere because everybody in my house wants to see it.
Really?
Yes.
That's one of those ones that reminds me of, from what I know, because it's hard to deny something that's getting or has gotten good press that was so well done. A Quiet Place is one of those movies. So I've seen stuff about how it was done and about the monsters and whatnot, and it reminds me a lot of my first experience in watching something like Aliens, or even Pitch Black, where a lot of was it Vin Diesel, Pitch Black, where a lot of the big bad isn't necessarily something that you get a lot of exposure to. It's the impression of and little hints visually or audibly of, because the budget is what it is, and the way that the watcher perceives the big bad is almost scarier than if I just showed it to you.
Right.
And a lot of watching the, I mean, this goes back here, because I'd seen Alien the first time. A lot of the direction about what they could show you of the alien, the xenomorph, as it went through tunnels and stuff, was very little. You didn't really get a full body picture of the alien,
right.
And that was scarier than if they had just, like some of the later movies where they're just, I mean, the creature itself is gorgeous, how it was designed, but its menacing evilness was greater when you didn't quite know
the
what
fear of the unknown is a powerful
what it looked like. The monsters in Pitch Black, you couldn't everything was done in shadow and dark. Pitch Black, made it more menacing because you couldn't really tell what they look like.
Right.
Super fucking eerie.
Right.
I gathered that The Quiet Place was told a lot on that kind of generalized concept, because I think he also did it on a smaller budget. So it was more about the story, the actors and actresses, and then
for a majority of the movie, you don't know what the thing is.
Right.
You just understand why, or you understand that they're being quiet for some reason, but you're not sure exactly why.
Mm-hmm.
But then stuff happens and the thing starts to show up, and you're like, oh fuck. But that movie was one of those like ones where you just go into it with no expectations, but sort of because you know the actor, right?
Yeah.
You like that guy, and you're like, okay, I like John Krasinski movies, and that one was one of the ones that just really caught me off guard. Like, damn, that was good. And all of us actually in our house really liked that movie. And when we saw there was a second one, we were like, can't wait. All of us were can't wait.
Have you seen his, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the thing, but it's the Tom Clancy that Amazon does where he's the Jack Ryan.
Yeah, I think I've seen.
There's 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think I've seen
him.
A couple
He's
of shows.
amazing in those too. Really phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Really like his stuff, all his stuff.
He's smart.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of my favorite characters in The Office for sure.
I haven't watched any of that.
You haven't watched The Office?
No. I missed that boat, and
Really?
I'm such a fan of Ricky Gervais that I would probably watch the BBC one before I would watch the other ones.
Certainly the first several seasons of that show, when they have like the core group of them are together, really good. When people started leaving the show, it was okay.
Yeah.
And then after Michael Scott, or what's his name, left.
Steve Buscemi?
Steve
Carell.
Yeah. Yeah, after he left, I could take it or leave it.
Not quite the same.
Yeah, not the same. But Jim's character is funny as shit in that show.
Really?
Yeah, he's or
John
Krasinski's character Jim.
See, you just had your Luke through Palpatine down the thing.
I did. But the difference being that I corrected it here and now.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off.
Just throwing a dig in there.
The more you know. Yeah. Is that a bald joke?
That's it.
Fuck off.
Maybe.
Hey. Shit.
What's under that hat?
Not a lot of hair.
Well, it's hard to have hair when you've got a shaver.
But there's a... Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
So,
you know.
we can wind it out on this one.
This is like the movie special.
This is, movie.
This is like entertainment.
I'm going to wrap this all up into a bow with streaming shit.
All right.
Could you tell me?
Uh-oh.
Because this is going to tie into a current event, into something that I can't remember if I've brought up here on the show about a streaming show that Venus and I watched. Could you tell me the last time you caught a flick or a bump to one of your nuts that like dropped you to the floor? Like a ball hit.
Well, I didn't necessarily have to get dropped to the floor because I was
I'm
laying
talking
in
about
bed.
something that stopped you. Like,
oh yeah,
that's going to be a problem.
The dog recently jumped up on the bed,
and
because he'll jump up on my side of the bed,
and
it's like 20 pounds plus of his force coming down on my
So he grazed or got you?
Oh no, he
full
landed
stop,
right
full stop,
right there. Yeah,
and it
was like it was one of those where you're like, oh, and I was like laying on my back and like go to the side and like kind of like
caress the guys.
Yeah. Oh.
So this afternoon, in the bathroom, and I'm dropping drawers, and I just
oh no,
I'm giving you a sound effect for effect. But it was just a grazing of a knuckle.
Oh no!
And
your
I
own
went,
knuckle?
Yeah, and as I'm pulling out of the pant, and I went,
how rigorous of a pant pull down do you?
I really had to pee. Have you seen the Juggernaut Chug Jug? Look at this. Sometimes when it hits, and even if I'm on the show, it hits. Chug Jugs.
We're gonna hit stop, and you're gonna like run off to the bathroom.
Hashtag drink your water, Mike. How's that been going? Anyway, so I catch a knuckle to a nut. It just grazed, and I went, oh man, is that gonna be good? And
it's weird how it can be delayed like that.
Yeah. So mine was this afternoon.
Yeah.
But this reminded me of a conversation I had with my wife while we were watching Altered Carbon on Netflix. There's 2 seasons. And it was a couple of times the main actors in some of the choreographed fighting scenes, they're straight up not shy about fist to the nuts.
Yeah.
And we kind of touch base around these conversations, these hypotheticals every once in a while as like new parents and whatnot, or boyfriend girl ways back. Like, it's no joke the effect of even a ball graze or a straight up, like it drops. If you get a good one, it's a posture ender.
Right.
And I think I had asked her at the time, like, does that happen? Is there a stop button on a woman somewhere where if you're in a fight and some woman like punches you somewhere, it's like fucking game over?
Yeah.
Like, do girls have that somewhere in? So that's like a historical conversation, and to my knowledge, it was like a no, or we kind of just go back to talking about how hard it is on a guy to have such a stop button. And first or second season, I can't remember which, but there's a fight scene with the main actor and actress, who's I think playing a cop at the time, and they're doing this like back-to-back fighting thing, and the woman is fighting a woman, and she gets down to this like lower elevation pose, and she straight up delivers a haymaker right to the cooter of another woman.
Oh my god!
And the chick like buckles over, and I paused it, and I went, "Wait, that's a thing?
Come here, honey. I got something to try."
I have never seen I've seen my share of like kung fu movies. I've seen my share, fight choreographed things where women, Wonder Woman, take your pick. Women in fighting choreographed scenes. I have never seen another woman deliver a
cooter punch.
A cooter punch to another woman. And I was like, it's a first for me. Like, wait. What? Is that a thing? And Venus is like, yeah. And I went, see, I mean, what? If you take a fucking fist to the bean, what happens? Anatomically, anatomically, a lot of the nerve endings are the same. So, I mean,
crush the man on the boat.
Yeah, if you destroy the dude in the canoe, does it drop the woman? Like, or was that whole like scene like? Now I want you to punch her in the pussy.
What?
And then what will I do? You fall to the floor, right? Not really. Well, fucking fall to the floor. I need to...
Just pretend you got nuts.
Just pretend you got nuts and you got punched in the nuts. What is that like? Punch him in the nuts and just do what he does. Oh
gosh.
I feel like this is if it was unknown, I would have heard about it. Like usually
I feel like I'm 50 and I didn't know about it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I usually see the women like grabbing each other's hair. Now, I don't know about you, but my wife's hair is relatively durable to tugging and pulling. Hashtag sorry, kids. So I just don't think women, I've seen it on soccer pitches before. The whole lady that pulled the other woman's like all the way down to the grass while they was like a big old thing.
Yeah.
But that woman got up and was like, yeah, okay, fuck off, cunt. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Here comes a haymaker.
Yeah, so I don't think, to your cooter, I don't think the hair pulling is really as detrimental as a nut shot.
I think the hair, it's just a convenience move, the hair pulling.
Oh, yeah. If I can get you to do whatever I want you to do, I'm getting a fistful of hair. Yeah. Oh, here's the donkey. Where you go? So, it was the first time I had seen it and it absolutely caught me off guard because now I feel like it still has not been answered.
I feel like we need some testing. Like,
well,
we need to have...
Surely there's a woman somewhere that has...
Had this happen?
Sat on the seat wrong and didn't catch the...
Well, I mean, they're not getting a knuckle grazing and getting a drop.
Right. Now, if you were to take a... And then, like... Peg the bean. Does it make you queasy?
I feel like it would have to be a significant punch. You know what I mean?
I don't know, honestly. And if I see that happen all right,
we need research.
Oh, if you just really want to straight up drop a dude, you punch him in the. Is it just that because women's hip width is lower, you're not going to get a fist in there before it catches inner thigh?
Maybe.
It would be a failed shot. Just grab for the hair. There's always hair to grab. But it's like if you were to try it, unless you were the Koreans and you're used to like doing the fucking taint jab.
Well, I feel like, like the ball thing isn't used enough. Like when I see like real video of people fighting, I'm like, go for the balls.
Oh, John Wick. You need to watch John Wick. John Wick goes for nuts.
Well, I mean, yeah, man, I'm talking about like just video of some dudes in a bar fight or, whatever it is. Like, go for the...
Oh, yeah.
Why are you going for the... If you want to drop that motherfucker...
Yeah, I'm not... If I'm in a fight...
Yeah.
Bar fight...
Yeah.
If shit starts to go down...
nuts.
I am not auditioning for fucking Dana White and the UFC. I am there to get me and mine out as close to healthy as possible. I will put the full force of everything in my right dominant leg into your fucking balls.
That's right.
And then get out.
You may not have kids.
Yeah, no, I'm making cream of wheat in that ball bag.
That's right.
Yeah, dude, I ain't fucking around. And I ain't even apologize. Like,
no.
what,
motherfucker, did I end it or not?
Is this going down? You are punt and the game
There's
over.
going to be 2 drops.
Yeah.
Me dropping my leg on your balls and you dropping to
And
the
your
floor.
spine onto the floor. Like, good night, and I'm going to finish your beer. Shit. Yeah. I'm out.
I'm out of here.
God damn.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, every time I see people fighting, I'm like, why aren't you going for the nuts?
Yeah.
You not want to win?
We're in a fight for our life, and you want me to be a gentleman? No.
What I want-
Laces to testicles. That's what's happening.
What I want to know is, are zombies affected by the balls kick?
No.
No, huh?
No. That's why you have to. No.
Maybe. You never see them do it? I mean, I've watched
it's
several seasons of The Walking Dead, and I've never seen any of them get kicked in the balls.
Right, because you have to worry about the face. But
The
there's
brain.
protocol.
You got to go
Like
for
if
the
you're
brain.
going to get so close to put something into the ball bag of a zombie, like you're already too close to getting leaned on by
and bit.
zombie.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. Maybe it
I
would.
suppose if you had like a... No, because that's too much of a precision shot to get like all up in it.
Well, I mean, you know, if you were enterprising, you could test this theory.
Sure. Yeah.
You could round up some. And,
At like my guard fence,
yeah.
I would start shooting beanbags into zombie beanbags to see if it stops
Or
the
you
onslaught.
just make a paddle, smack them. Just they step into a thing and then the paddle comes up and smacks them in the nuts, see if it affects them. Does it drop them?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
You know.
Hello, zombies. This is Apocalypse Test 42.
Okay, you guys are getting a little bit close. Here comes the ball bag scepter. Bing. No, that's not stopping. Okay, light them all on fire. Light 'em
I'm
all.
just picturing like the wheel with a bunch of boots on it, like in a cartoon where it just spins around. You know?
What was the like one of those the game show with the obstacles that had the big balls? It's like just like a big flapper that was just like a.
I have no idea.
Anyway, yeah. It's like
$25,000 pyramid.
yeah, no, it was Jeopardy. Yeah. The one where it slaps them in the face. His bedroom? No. Oh shit.
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Anyway, we're at time.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna leave it at that.
Hey, return the cart.
Wash your ass.
Wash your hands. Fucking wear the mask.
Get the shot.
And if you're in California, register to vote and vote. Participate in civics.
Don't forget also,
Also,
as a PSA, rake the forest while you're out there.
yeah, go rake the forest. And if you know what happens when you destroy the man on the boat, I'd like to know.
Sad Dads Club Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, I'm not testing that out on my wife. Anyway, we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening.
All right, bye.